Let's get to Ozzie Jurox. So much happening in 2016 in the real estate market, and we're getting some new numbers trickling in for 2017 already, or at least some forecasts on it. Ozzie, let's just get right to the numbers. Give me some of the things that jumped out at you when you look across the country.
Well, you know, Disraeli is supposed to have said that there's three kinds of lies. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. But I'll give you some statistics anyhow. And when you look at them, the year-end statistics tell the story, but you have to realize in Vancouver, for instance, our sales are down 6%, but really they were way up until about sort of the middle of the year, and then really came way down. So, but the sales statistics in Vancouver are down 6%. We're down in sales in places like Calgary, of course, and Edmonton also 6%, but we're clearly up strongly in Toronto, 12%, Victoria, Vancouver Island, 24%, and Kelowna, we are up also about 2 or 3% as well. On the price side, Toronto is again the big winner with a 20% price increase, Victoria at 19%, Vancouver Island and Kelowna at 13 and 14%, and then Calgary actually is eking out a 2% increase as well, and Edmonton is marginally lower at 3%. But remember, Mike, that these numbers are all the year-end numbers. For instance, Victoria has seen a fairly sharp decline in the average price between November and December, and so it's statistics. Overall, the big story, I think, is that Toronto had 113,130 sales. And all of the other cities I just mentioned, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Fraser Valley, Victoria, Vancouver Island, Kelowna, have 109,000 sales. So we really see how big that market in Toronto is.
Now that's December, just last month. You're talking about 113,000 plus sales. Yeah,
no,
that's amazing.
The year-to-date sales.
Oh, that's the year-to-date. Okay, just getting clear on that. That's the year-to-date sales, and it's incredible though when you think 113,000. You know, 16,000 in Edmonton, 17,000 in Calgary, and 40,000 in Vancouver, bigger than all those cities combined. You know, which I think would surprise people.
Well, that's the amazing thing, but that's why it's also so important right now. The Toronto board released a survey where they say foreign buyers are only 5% of component, and we totally disagree with that. Remember last year CMHC said the Vancouver component was 3%, the BC government said it was only under 5%. Now they're saying it's actually 10%, and when you take a look at the almost total collapse in single-family home sales in areas such as Richmond and the West Side, you really see how strong the foreign buyer was. And in Toronto, they'll realize that too, and I think the likelihood that they'll bring in the foreign tax is more than people realize.
Well, let me come to when we look at British Columbia for a second. I mean, if we're in Calgary and Edmonton, we already understand that it's been a soft market, but you know, when you look out, and I know it's tough at this point, and we'll get lots of chance to revamp this, but I mean, generally, you've seen a real weakness. It's not just Vancouver, but in many areas of British Columbia, and that's been the main driver of their economy.
Well, the big thing is the shift in product. You look, for instance, at the Fraser Valley. I mean, we're looking at, the sharp downturn in single-family home sales, but a lot of the areas in Surrey and Langley actually have seen a real increase in condo sales, and so that's a matter of affordability. And where you have areas such as Surrey, where 1,200 people a month moving in, it's the economics of it make the real estate market go. What is worrisome is some of the other areas that seem to be slowing as well. And it's normal. People are backing off and they're going to say, well, I'm going to wait this one out. There's so many bad news out there. And the mortgage thing that the government brought in is really, really going to hurt even more.
Yeah, and I think they still underestimated the impact when you start putting different layers of government. I'm always talking about you've got to take the cumulative impact of taxes from all three layers of regulations, etc. What a great example in real estate. Vacant home tax at the municipal level in Vancouver, foreign buyers tax for British Columbia from the provincial level, and then, as you say, nationally, you've got to add on the change in mortgage eligibility and insurance-related issues when it comes to mortgages. I just think they bundle it all up, and that does not spell good news.
No, it doesn't, and we have these excesses again. Last night it was reported that in Toronto a house was overbid by $1 million, like $1 million over asking, and at the same time in BC we are reporting a massive decline in sales. So it's one country, but there's different markets driven by different factors.
Yeah, very much so. Hey, we got time for a quick hot property.
Yeah, we like townhouse in Coquitlam, $209,000. It's rentable, it's allowed, and then we have one in Nanaimo, a brand new 4-bedroom house in North Nanaimo. It's the only single-family home under 400,000 in North Nanaimo. It's on at 379,000, and those are hot properties for the week.
And all you have to do, by the way, is go to Jurock.com, JUROCK.com, and check it out, the hot property button. But of course, Ozzie will also be with me. He'll get his update for us as he's working on it right now, talking at the World Outlook Conference about what he sees. And as I say, this year, more than ever, I look at these trends. Are they going to continue? Are they going to change? We'll answer that question when it comes to real estate at the World Outlook Conference. Ozzie, I look forward to seeing you there.
And there'll be some surprise forecasts. I look forward to it as always.